Today I want to show you something I've been working on for several months. The first pants in my pattern collection. These are comfy, straight, super high-waisted paperback style pants. This style is one to go this spring. This pattern is so satisfying to sew because its main detail, the front pleats, is sewn almost at the end, and it's very easy to adjust fit around the waist because of this. Using different fabrics, you will achieve different styles. For instance, these pants are made from medium to heavyweight stretch cotton, which gives a more structured look. These are made from light to medium wool fabric, and it gives a more flowy and relaxed look. These pants are made in wool as well, but these are a little bit narrowed down from the knee to the hem. For reference, I'm 171 cm tall, and the length it chooses so that I could wear pants with no heels as well. This pattern includes a version for the shorts. These are not just crop pants, the leg is wider. These denim shorts have been sewn with different techniques. It has more top stitching and a knitted inner finish with a bias binding, and a video about sewing this will appear on the channel very soon. But today I want to show the easiest way to sew these pants with no bias binding, etc. So let's get started. I'm using light to medium 100% wool fabric in a taupe color. The pocket bag will be made in viscose lining. As well, I need these small notions and the pattern itself. You can find the pattern in the first link in the description below this video. I'm assembling the pattern, and I never assemble a pattern in a whole sheet. I cut pieces when a certain section is already assembled. I'm pressing the fabric and starting to cut the pieces. Always check the grain line, especially on pant legs, otherwise legs will twist. Don't forget to transfer all the notches and cut the pocket bags. If you want to know more about clothing manufacturing and fashion, I can recommend these books from Fashionery. As you can see, I have a good batch of them and can't wait to get more. Textilepedia is my favorite. Gently transfer the cut pieces to the iron board. I do not separate the pant leg pieces fully until they are interfaced. Note that the fly for the left and right pieces are different width. Cut the right side of the front piece along the mark line 2.3 cm from the edge. Iron on strips of interfacing on the front sides of the fly and the pocket openings. Strips are cut from woven interfacing in a non-straight direction. I turn around the pieces and make the same with the second piece. Interface the face cover piece and all the facing pieces on the front side. This method of not separating mirror pieces allows me to keep the pieces even and not to stretch out the edges. Note that the facing for the left and right pieces are different width as the front pieces. Cut the left side of the front facing piece along the cut line 4 cm from the edge. Transfer the front pleat lines and center front line to the front pieces by inserting the pins. Make large hand basting stitches. The lines will remain through the whole sewing process as a guide. Start and stop exactly in the transferred points of the ends of the pleat lines. Finish the pocket facing piece edge with an overlocker or a zigzag stitch. Make sure not to stretch the edge as you work. Position the pocket facing piece with the wrong side to the right side of the lower pocket back piece and stitch it down 3 to 5 mm away from the edges. Repeat with the second piece and press. Stitch the upper pocket back piece to the front pant piece right sides together. Stitch from one corner to the opposite corner, stopping 1 cm away from the edge of both sides for the pocket seam allowance. This start and stop point will appear right next to the corners. You can measure and use a chalk or a marking pen to mark the start and stop points. I'm just using the pins to mark. Carefully cut into the seam allowance next to the stitch line at the beginning and the end of the stitching. Make sure not to cut through the stitch line. With the pieces shifted away from the pants, understitch the upper pocket bags 1 mm from the seams. Fold the upper pocket bags back toward the pant pieces and press the pocket openings, turning the unfinished corners out. Here's what you should achieve. Stitch the top section of the pocket facing to the front piece, right sides together, stopping right at the pocket opening. It's easier to make it from the front piece. Press this section of the seam towards the center. Stitch the lower and upper pocket bags right sides together. Finish the pocket bag edge with an overlocker or a zigzag stitch. In the next video about sewn shorts, I will show a finish with a bias binding, but now let's make it simple. Press the pocket bags only. Matching the notches, stitch the pocket facing to the pants front at the side seam. I'm using the markings indicated on the pattern and matching the points and the top notches using pins for the back darts. I start stitching a dart and then draw a line right connecting 3 points. This is the most effective way for me. You can baste first if you need it. Press the darts towards the center back. Do it in sections above the waist and under the waist. I additionally press the dart point to make it smooth. With the right sides together, pin the back and front pieces together at the side seams and inner leg seams. Stitch both seams, then repeat with the second pant leg. Finish the seam edges with an overlocker or a zigzag stitch. Press the seams toward the back. Press through a piece of cloth if you're afraid that the seam allowances will shine through. Working from the right side, make a few back stitches on either side of the pocket opening, perpendicular to the opening line. I'm helping myself with little markings. Finish the crotch edges and the fly edges with an overlocker, zigzag stitch or bias binding. Turn one leg inside out and place the other leg inside of it so that the right sides are together. Match the fly hand-basted center lines and pin the crotch seam. Measure 23.5 centimeters from the top edge of the fly. This is a fly marking where the zipper will start. Stitch the crotch seam one more time, starting at the other side to reinforce the seam. Press the back section of the crotch seam open, stopping at the inner leg seam. Fold the left side of the fly along the hand-basted center front line and press toward the inside of the pants. You can see how the fly will look in the finished way if you will match both hand-basted center lines. It's time to make a fast fitting. I just have pinned the pleats and now I can see if I have to make any major adjustments. Assemble the facing. Press the seam open. I do it in sections, the same at the back darts. Trim the corners of the seam allowances on the top edge. This helps to avoid unnecessary bulk on the seams. Finish the bottom edge of the facing with an overlocker, a zigzag stitch or bias binding. If you had a label to add, this is a perfect time to attach it to the facing and the center back. Make a marking 1.5 cm from the top edge of the fly. Flip the zipper facing its back. Pin or baste the zipper to the right side of the fly, right sides together, matching the start of the zipper teeth with the marking. Using a zipper foot or positioning the needle close to the zipper teeth, stitch the zipper tape down and make a stitch line from one metal stop to another. This is how it should look. With the zipper facing to the right side, press the right side of the fly. Match the hand-basted center markings like it will look in the finished way and pin or hand-baste it in place. I'm inserting pins right next to the fold. They appear next to the zipper teeth from the wrong side. Now it's clear where the zipper left tape should be stitched to the fly. From the wrong side, pin or hand-baste the left zipper tape to the inner layer of the left zipper fly only. Unpin the center and unfold the left fly. Open the zipper and stitch the left zipper tape down using a zipper foot or positioning the needle close to the zipper teeth. To assemble the fly cover, fold the fly cover piece in half lengthwise with the right side on the inside. Stitch the rounded edge and the top edge. Trim the corner and trim the rounded seam allowance to 3 mm. Turn the cover piece inside out and press. Finish the row along edge with an overlocker, zigzag stitch or bias binding, working from the side that will face the wrong side of the pants. I'm finishing the overlocker stitch by pulling the 2 long loop threads. Unfold the left side of the fly. Place the cover piece 1.5 cm from the top edge and stitch. Usually, it's convenient to stop next to the metal zipper stop. I'm starting at that point because I have only a left-sided zipper foot. One more trick to make a smooth corner with the zipper. Fold the zipper tape towards the seam allowance. This is the result we want. Stitch the assembled facing piece to the both sides of the fly, right sides together. Fold the left front piece along the center front on the fly with the right side inside. Stitch the facing piece to the top of the pants, right sides together along the top edge, making sure not to catch the fly cover piece. Trim the corners. Turn the facing inside out. And stitch the facing piece from one fly side to the opposite fly side as close to the corners as possible to prevent the facing from rolling towards the outside. Fold the facing to the inside of the pants and press along the top edge and the fly section. Cut two 30 cm long pieces of narrow ribbon. Fold them in half and heat seal the two ends together. Stitch the loop to the facing side seams from the wrong side using a short stitch length. I'm pressing the facing to the pants one more time. On the bottom of the facing, match the facing and pants on the center back, the back darts and the side seams. Secure the facing by making a few back stitches in each seam, working from the right side of the pants. Working from the right side of the fly, top stitch 1 mm away from the left zipper tape through all the layers of fabric. This will understitch the left side of the fly. Use chalk or a marker pen to mark the fly top stitching line 3 cm from the center front seam. Continue this line along the bottom curve of the fly piece, making sure to avoid the zipper bottom stop. It should appear above the top stitching on the crotch seam. Pin the fly cover so that it's out of the way as you stitch the front top stitching. Following the marked line, sew the top stitching line. Unpin the fly cover piece and pin it to the fly properly this time. Make a few back stitches on the curved top stitching section, making sure you get the fly cover piece. This can be done with 10 zigzag stitches as well. There's a hack for pressing a fly. To make a bulk of seams and small fly pieces less visible from the right side of the garment, cover your pressing board with something soft. I use my faux fur vest. You can see how the bulk imprints in a soft cover, not the right side of the garment. To make sure the facing is evenly distributed on the inside, I'm basting the facing and the main piece together quickly before forming the pleats. Matching the hand-basted lines, pin and sew the pleats from the wrong side. I help myself with marking a line from one transfer point to another. The stitches go through both the front pieces and the facing. Remove all the basting stitches. Press the pleats. Finish one long edge of the belt loop piece with an overlocker or zigzag, working from the right side. Fold the raw edge over 6 mm towards the wrong side and press. The finished edge over 6 mm encasing the raw edge and stitch 2 mm from the edge. Stitch the belt loop 2 mm from the opposite edge, making sure you catch the folded overlocked edge. Press the loop piece again. Cut the finished piece into 9 sections as marked on the bottom piece, each 7.5 cm long. On the outside of the pants, measure and mark the belt loop placement 5 cm from the top edge. The first 4 loops are positioned on the stitch front pleats and cover those stitches. The second 2 are on the side seams. The next 2 belt loops are on the back darts. And the last loop is at the center back. Fold over 5 mm toward the wrong side on each end of the belt loop piece and place the ends next to the choke markings. Top stitch each end with a dance stitch or zigzag stitch. Repeat for the remaining loops. If your belt consists of 2 pieces, stitch the seam on the center back first and press it open. On the belt piece, fold the both long edges over 1 cm towards the wrong side and press. Fold the belt in half lengthwise with the right side inside and stitch along the short belt ends. Trim the corners. Turn the belt right side out. Fold the belt in half lengthwise with the wrong side inside. Measure the pre-folded edges and top stitch the belt 1 or 2 mm away from the edges. Press the belt and continue the stitching around the entire belt. Press the belt one more time. Finish the bottom edge of the pant legs with an overlocker or a zigzag stitch. Turn the pants inside out and mark 8 cm from the finished edge. Fold the bottom of the pant leg over 4 cm and fold the edge to the marked line. Press the hem. Secure the hem with pins approximately 1 cm from the finished edge. To make a blind stitch by hand, fold over 7 or 10 mm of the finished bottom edge. Starting at the side seam, catch a few threads of the wrong side of the fabric, then catch the edge of the fold you just made. Repeat, alternating stitches on the inside of the leg and the fold. Make a stitch approximately every 1 cm. Do not pull the stitches tight. Otherwise, they'll be visible on the right side of the pants. Press the hem from the wrong side. Your pants are finished. I would love to see your makes on Instagram and TikTok with the hashtag Muse Paperbag Pants. Tell me if you're waiting for the video about sewn denim shorts. Hope you like this video and thank you for watching. Tell me which pattern you would like to see from me next.